I appreciate you taking this time. I will no longer be making any further statements on the issue of MicroStrategy.
And people say, well, then I can toss away everything and I can just focus on one asset, my asset of choice, whether it's Bitcoin or Ether or Solana or XRP or some other name.
I've found is you have to be patient, right? These use cases take some time.
And when in the future we have a $36 XRP,
they try to shake me out, but I was born ready. Dropping down the price, then I be getting plenty. They want all your bags and they want all them empty.
What's up, good glitches? Welcome back to some more Moon O'Clock News. Shout out to the latest up, no breakfast, no coffee. We got XRP back on the rise, dipped to around $2.94, but XRP recovering nicely. It looks like it's go time. Next target, $4. We got Archax, Stellar Org, proud to announce that we've entered a strategic partnership with Stellar Development Foundation, which includes a direct investment into Archax Group to support our mission of tokenizing the world. We recently integrated Stellar into our tokenization engine and issued one of our flagship money market funds on the Stellar network. Meanwhile, Open Eden, big month for Ripple's XRP ledger as its real world asset value surged around by 32.7% and DeFi TVL jumped 19%. Institutional grade real world asset tokenization is on the rise and we're leading the charge. Riz XRP, writings on the wall. Don't get left behind. I hope you held on for dear life. Crypto's life changing. It'll be epic. The best is still yet to come.
the weird part is investing in the stock market's not that difficult. It's literally like, you can look through articles, find out about a company, what they're doing, how much they're making, who runs, the board of the company, what their thing is. You don't have to look all the time. For crypto, it's kind of the same. And then even crazier, you get news about it every single day. There's an abundant amount of news. Do you remember, it was sometime last year. Was it last year? It wasn't that long ago. When XRP was like under $1, I think it was like 70 or 80 cents. And nobody was touching it. Now we're having all this news. XRP might be going to $15 soon because the lawsuit's over. And, XRP ETFs. People only care when the price goes up and they realize that they could have bought before. We saw Bitcoin at $3,000. We saw Bitcoin at $9,000. We saw Bitcoin at $15,000. We saw Bitcoin at $20,000. Remember, a lot of the news was like, there's no one's really buying. The ETFs launched. We had some people buying, and then that also kind of tapered off. A lot of normal people aren't buying Ether. They're not really paying attention to anything else in the market. And when in the future we have a $36 XRP, when Bitcoin's at $774,000, that a lot of people are going to resent it and be angry that they don't have any. They didn't buy any. It's a very interesting market to be in. It not only shows literal market dynamics, but it shows human dynamics when it comes to logic or things around them. Remember, I said this was the beginning of the year, and I said you just heard that the United States of America is going to buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, etc. You just heard that 13 states are going to adopt a Bitcoin standard. You just heard that 200 companies are now accumulating massive amounts of Bitcoin. You just heard.
If you've been watching the channel, we've seen XRP as low as 11 cents and 20 to 30 cents for 3 years. I hope you got those bags packed. DAI, Digital Asset Buy on X. The adults are entering the crypto room and there will be a focus on utility, supply, and indexing.
And people say, well, then I can toss away everything and I can just focus on one asset, my asset of choice, whether it's Bitcoin or Ether or Solana or XRP or some other name. And I'm just going to look for upside and just let that ride and get rich, basically. We're getting to a stage where that dynamic is changing a lot. The volatility of most big crypto assets is declining quite a bit. We're getting to the point where more people have portfolios in place. So again, we're really at the cusp. And then there's availability, right? And then there's standard benchmarks. So there are a lot of changes happening just in 2025 and just in the current quarter that's going to help those traditional indexing practices become easier to do, make more sense, and be more widely adopted. So correlation, as we mentioned before, not that great. I think you want to be able to Dave's point, take a digestible number of assets where you can really kind of have an understanding of broadly what those pieces of software are trying to do. Look at their market capitalization weight. Trust that that correctly reflects the amount of demand and supply and adoption of each of those names. And that creates a really good benchmark for this time. So 10 years from now, 5 tokens might be an insufficient breadth. But for now, where many people still benchmark the entire asset class with Bitcoin, it's the right step forward to grab a handful and then market cap weight that and let that be your guide. One other point, as far as timing, Ethereum is still down on the year, but was up 77% in the second quarter. And that started, by some news stories as a big short squeeze in the hedge fund community. And then, ETF inflows started to happen. And then there's more talk about whether staking yields will be added, to certain products. It's a lot to keep track of. I think timing in crypto is just as difficult and treacherous as picking individual names. The liquidity flows can move very, very, very quickly. And even, a better reason to sort of buy the index and sit on the asset class and let things progress in their natural state at the top level.
Buy, hold, and accumulate. The transformation of wealth is upon us. VetXO, Bitcoin centralization is dangerous for one reason. Nakamoto chains, proof of work and largely proof of stake, allows the execution chain reorganization attacks because it's part of the protocol design. The XRP ledger is immune to chain reorganization attacks. Transactions are actually final. Foundry USA just mined 8 blocks consecutively. This is extremely alarming. Even many Bitcoiners I know are starting to panic. Bitcoin was a demo. Get ready for XRP to go live. It says, I've been warning people for years. Bitcoin is dangerously centralized. A tiny group of miners and insiders dominate the network. In its price, China owns around 46%. 51% attack. DAI says, so this guy has been threatened with a lawsuit. This was just one guy over a day or two taking shots at MicroStrategy and they shut him down. We watched this kind of stuff done to Ripple by multiple crypto pundits for over a decade and never seen a retraction like this. I find this fascinating. What changed?
To make this video as a follow-up to the 2 videos which I made over the past 48 hours. I posted one on Friday and one yesterday regarding MicroStrategy. I have an official statement that I'd like to read here. So please give me a moment to read 3 important things. For the avoidance of doubt, let it be known that 1, MicroStrategy is not a Ponzi scheme. The company is a publicly traded business intelligence firm that happens to maintain an unusually robust interest in Bitcoin. This interest, while enthusiastic, does not constitute fraud under any statutory framework currently recognized by the United States government. 2, the US government has not seized, nor does it plan to seize, MicroStrategy or any of their underlying assets. While the federal government may at times express curiosity in the activities of individuals or corporations, such curiosity should not be confused with hostile acquisition. 3, Michael J. Saylor is legally and officially a good person. In fact, Mr. Saylor has consistently demonstrated acts of vision, leadership, and civic virtue, notwithstanding his fondness for nautical metaphors and capital-intensive digital asset strategies. I appreciate you taking this time. I will no longer be making any further statements on the issue of MicroStrategy, or as it's now formally known as, strategy. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Was he threatened? Trying to expose the Bitcoin Ponzi scheme? Riz XRP, Robert Mitchneck, ex-Ripple employee, shifting views on crypto. They just won't talk about the elephant. XRP.
How have your views on crypto, personal views, changed on crypto over the years?
That's a great question. Well, it's been an interesting journey, right? I've been at this, as we talked about off the start, I first heard about Bitcoin in 2013, but only really started to be engaged in the space in 2017. And then I've been at BlackRock, helping build out this function since 2018. I think that what I've found is you have to be patient, right? These use cases take some time for adoption to actually play out. You have to be skeptical, right? There's some really powerful, amazing things that have been created in this space, starting with Bitcoin and extending to Ethereum, to stablecoins, and other areas of the space. But there's also lots of useless things from self-promotional types that have been created in this space. You have to be skeptical. But I think as time has gone on and the industry has weathered one bear market correction after another and one set of bad actors blowing themselves up after another, it's proven the resilience. It's proven that this is an asset class and it's technology that's here to stay. And that's very exciting.
Sentiment feed. Here are the top real world assets by development. Directional indicators represent each project's ranking rise or fall since last month. Chainlink, AVAX, Stellar, IOTA, Axelar, Chia Project, VeChain, Injective, Hedera, Centrifuge. Mustache, altcoin. Did you know that the total 2 is copying the altcoin cycle from 2014 to 2018, only on a much larger time frame? And if you remember, XRP, 70,000% gains. Loading. Dark Defender, I'm sharing the 2 analysis below. One is from August 3rd, 2025 from a Templar's custom analysis on XRP. As of today, we exactly followed that path, and the other one is from yesterday. Our steps ahead as XRP trading above $3. Next wave, inbound targets above $5 en route. Cassie trades. It says, I'm looking for XRP to take off and press towards $4.80. XRP. Green candles stacking at Grad Crypto, ARC 1 or ARC 2. The formation for ARC 1 and ARC 2 are quite similar from a structural standpoint. The only difference lies in the duration. Key questions: are we currently in ARC 1 where the only difference is the time involved? Or are we on ARC 2 simply waiting for that final leg up? ARC 1, 2, 3. Next move. Loading. With that being said, bull run will extend till 2026. I hope you got those bags packed. Locked and loaded. It's go time. I hope you've been holding on for dear life. And the longer they take, the higher we climb on that XRP rich list. Where will those bags be when institutions, banks, enterprises come in, pump our bags up, and that regulation jar of molasses finally breaks open, and XRP's true price is finally revealed. Big bags. Catch you up here on the mothership. BYOB. Bring your own bags. Be your own bank. Be your own boss. Don't forget to drop an elbow from the top ropes on that likey button. We'll see you at the tippy top. Later, glitches.
Later, glitches.
Welcome to the party. This a moon party. Hey, this a moon party. Hey, welcome to the party. Welcome to the party. This a moon party. This a moon party. Welcome to the party, we don't play round here. Moon suit on or you get sprayed round here.